Great wines don't happen by chance. The Benedictine monks already knew that when they chose the Rheingaus Johannisberg for wine growing more than 900 years ago. Located on the 50th parallel, favorably facing south, its sunny climate and Taunus quartzite soils characterize the motherland of the Riesling grape, the queen of all grapes. Schloss Johannisberg stands proudly up on the hill, to this day the center of the first von Metternich-Winneburg wine-growing domain.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We want to welcome you on wine tasting, live from Schloss Johannisberg on this awesome gray and rainy evening, the perfect weather for wine drinking. My name is Stefan Doktor. I am managing director of this beautiful small winery situated in the very middle of Germany. And this is Sarah Vogelgesang.
Hi there.
Our site manager, Sarah, is responsible for all our guests and visitors, so don't hesitate to contact her at any time and any hour of the day.
Of course, 24/7.
If you have any question regarding a visit on Schloss Johannisberg. If you forgot to order the package of the wines on the right time, don't worry, it's no problem. This tasting is recorded, so you have the possibility to watch it in any day when you want, and you can order this package of our wines and any time later and repeat it again if you want. So we are very happy to get the reason for wine drinking because this is something what we really like. But to be honest, we don't need any special reason for wine drinking. We are celebrating an anniversary in this year, and this is a reason for celebration, isn't it, Sarah?
It is, and it's not only a simple anniversary. It's like 300 years of Riesling on Schloss Johannisberg. So we are really experts in Riesling because 300 years ago, monks decided to plant only Riesling grapes in our vineyard. And this one is a special one, I think.
300 years is not a short period, but in the history of Schloss Johannisberg it is just a part, because our history is much longer. The oldest written document, Sarah, hold it right away, is from the year 817, and this is a sales document where the Roman Emperor Ludwig the Pious bought the hill on which Schloss Johannisberg was built at a later moment, and here is standing that the people were able to produce 6,000 liter wine on each year, and this must be a huge amount of the wine under those days. So if you see, we have a little bit experiences in winemaking, especially with Riesling, and we hope you will find all our experiences in your wine glass and on this evening. Sarah, tell us something about the position of Schloss Johannisberg, where we are.
Yeah, we are located somewhere in the middle between Wiesbaden and Rüdesheim. If you want to reach us, you can reach us by car, by train, but also by airplane, because if you're really lucky from Frankfurt Airport, you need 35 minutes with a good traffic. 25 it will be by car from Wiesbaden. Yeah, we're located here on a perfect hill for Riesling grapes. Stefan already told you, but it's a magical place as well. So I can only invite you to come around personally for a glass of wine, for a guided wine tour, for something like that, to have a little bit of fun and to find out that we are allowed to work on a really, really magic place for Riesling and for wines, especially in Rheingau. Really, really special also about, it's not only where we are, it's also about our terroir. The speciality from our vineyard is that we've got Taunus quartzite. That means we've got a little bit from the Taunus leaving out on our vineyard. Let's say it like this. And on top, we've got a little bit of clay and of löss. So on the one hand side, we've got a lot of minerality from the Taunus quartzite for our wines. And on the other hand side, we've got a really perfect, how do you say Speicher in English? Sometimes it's like only words missing.
To keep water.
To keep water, exactly. Yeah, it's perfectly on the top to keep water. And as we all know, it gets warmer in the last years, and probably it will not be the end and drier. And this topping on our quartzite really helps our Riesling grapes to grow, to be healthy, and yeah, to give you perfect wines to taste.
Especially because the position of the hill, it's in a perfect angle, 45 degrees, and is situated 100% southerly. That's mean on the one side we are lying very northern, so that the 50 degrees northern latitude is running through our vineyard. We are one of the northernmost wine region of the world. But the situation of the vineyard is 100% southerly facing. So we have a huge sun influence, and in the combination with loam in the soil, we are able to keep the water, to get our nutrients for our grapes, and so that we had always very good results in terms of ripening of our grapes.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Perfect
And
like this.
that's why we prepare a wine tasting package for you, which displays our terroir on the best way, and mostly for our wine philosophy. There are 4 wines. On the left side, I'm beginning with yellow cap. You see that we have different colors of the cap on the bottles. So we have the yellow one, silver, green, and pink one. And these different colors are used on Schloss Johannisberg since 200 years and was established by Prince Metternich. Prince Metternich was the former owner of Schloss Johannisberg. He got Johannisberg as a present, just imagine, a castle as a present 200 years ago. I don't know how it's going by the Sarah, but if I get a present, it's maybe a voucher for 50 euro,
Yeah,
but never a castle.
I think we were born in the wrong time, yeah?
Unfortunately.
Probably.
Unfortunately, but who knows? To be honest, Prince Metternich got the decision to sign the quality steps of the wines on the way that he used different seals, which he put on the neck of the bottle, similar like documents of leather. 200 years ago, he used a seal, and different colors of the seal signed the different quality steps. So we are using yellow one for our quality entry, silver one for our highest quality in dry segment, green one for our late harvest, Spätlese, most important one in our portfolio from a historical view, and pink seal, our Auslese, which is a selection of late harvested grapes for a very nice and beautiful, noble, sweet wines. And as I know Sarah, she's getting very thirsty, because normally on this time she is already finished with her work. And
he's only telling that he wants to drink, and now I'm the reason, of course.
Could be true. And the end of the work is beginning always with a glass of Riesling, of course, with a glass of Schloss Johannisberger Riesling.
Yeah.
And so
I cannot tell anything else, otherwise, you know. The most important thing you should know about our Gelblack, as Stefan said, is our entry level. Sometimes I think it's not really fair to call it the entry level, because for us it's our small cru. Because all of our wines are coming only from one vineyard underneath the chateau. So that means, it's really a lot of pressure behind even our entry level. Yeah, if you try it, first of all, you've got really ripe aromatic of yellow fruits like apricots and all that stuff, but really a lot of herbs behind. It's really powerful, strong, and if you try it, it's not fair to say everybody's darling, but it's like that. You open the bottle, and at the end the bottle is empty, and it doesn't take really long. Yeah?
I have to interrupt Sarah, because the best sign to judge a quality of the Riesling is if the bottle is empty within 30 minutes, is always a very good sign for the quality. But the small bottle like this means 15 minutes at all.
So at the end of the tasting, you should be finished with the yellow seal.
Of course. What I really like in these wines are as well the green notes. So we have a lot of green fruits, especially green apple and citrus fruits. And it's this filigree light style, which doesn't make you any full. So you are really looking for the next glass.
And especially if you look on the vintages, this one is like 2019. You see the difference, a little bit of the difference between the vintages from 2018. Because in 2018 it was really hot, and it was a long time period hot. So it was over 30 degrees in a row, from May until October. So it was a little bit lower in acidity. And in 19 we've got spots which were really hot, But we've got also a little bit of rainy days at the end, and that really helps to have a little bit more acidity in the wine, and that makes it really fresh and really crispy and, yeah, drinky.
Exactly. So acidity is something what the people was afraid of 10, 20 years ago, especially in our region. But in those days, when it's getting warmer and warmer, the acidity is dropping down. So we are thankful for any 1 milligram of acidity we can keep in the wine, and 19 shows the beautiful balance because of a lot of freshness and lightness on the wine, and wine like this is absolutely perfect in combination with food.
Yeah.
So me personally, I really like the combination with fish, any kind of fish, white fish especially, something like pike perch, or maybe help me, Sarah, sole, for example.
Yeah, sole with a little bit of melted butter on top.
Perfect.
For the acidity of the wine would be perfect. But I'm always with the yellow seal. If you don't want to cook, you can drink it without food.
Well, before you begin to cook, as far as possible.
The first bottle before you start eating, and then go on.
Exactly. And the hand of winemaking is our yellow seal, a combination of stainless tank fermentation and wooden barrel fermentation, but wooden barrel fermentation only on the small part, like 20%. That makes sense.
I think that's a special about, as you can see, that you've got the fruits really, really, really on stage, and then a little bit more of power behind, so you can see the 20% of the wooden barrel wine, yeah, and a little bit of the minerality, and as I said, the herbs, yeah.
Exactly. Yes, that's our yellow seal, the most drinking wine on Schloss Johannisberg. So if you get the first touch with our wines, is yellow seal always the best choice. The next one, called Silberlack or Silver Seal, and this is our Grand Cru or our Großes Gewächs, as we say in the Germany. The wine looks like this. It's the highest quality level in dry segment. As a first, I would like to explain you why I am using Burgundy glass for a Riesling. Maybe some of you judge that I'm a bit crazy. It's true, I am crazy.
Yeah, I can really sign it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's true that a great wine needs a lot of space. And I really like to give the wines, especially in the youth, because wine like this is made for very long aging in the bottle. But this is a young vintage, so 2018. The wine is since 2 years in the bottle, and this big space in the glass allowed him to get a lot of oxygen and open the wine on the very beautiful way.
Yeah. And especially, as I tried to say it already when we did the German tasting last week, the problem is nobody of us got enough time now. The most are in a hurry and are not really able to leave the bottles for 5 or 6 years in the cellar. And if you are in that position that you really want to drink a Silver Seal, and you degrees warmer than it for, like in a decanter, for a half an hour before you start drinking it. So it's really like, to give him the opportunity to show up what he's able to show off, yeah.
And the wine is developing all the time in your glass, so you are discovering new aromas on the all time. One very important reason, what Sarah said, the people are in a hurry and are not able to keep the wines for so long time as the wine needs. And one of the most important reasons is that people has no place or space for it. So something like historical cellar is of course in the big cities not possible. But if you look in our back, and this very good, the right temperature, for example, so you can let wine in such case for a very long time aging. And I will never buy wine like this, just have one bottle, because you want to discover the wine more and more.
And it's not about selling. It's not about selling, yeah.
It's about enjoying.
It's about enjoying things. So you have the opportunity to have like one bottle, try it with the big glasses, with a decanter, and 2 years later you get the next bottle, and you really can see, the developing of a really star like our silver seal.
Yes, exactly. So if you just put the wine in the glass and put your nose inside like I did it.
And the glasses are perfect if you've got a bigger nose, for example, yeah?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
What makes the difference to yellow seal? The aromas is much more complex. So you have such a deep aromas and a lot of different ways. Of course, you have a lot of fruitiness. And most of them are yellow fruits, ripe yellow fruits like apricots and peaches, for example, and yellow plum. But you have as well a lot of spicy, piquant mineral notes, some coolness in the nose as well, and green herbs. And what I really personally really like is green tea and such notes of cold green tea inside this wine.
And especially when the silver seal is pretty young, when you first open it up and you pour it in a glass, I always have the association to bacon, and a little bit of smoked bacon. Yeah, it gets a little bit less, and it's a mouthful of wine, as you can see if you look on Stefan.
I really prefer wine with huge intensity, and this is something what we are looking for. On the one side, we want to produce very pure, very, very clear wines, without losing the intensity of the taste. So on the one side you have huge aromas and complexity, but the taste is really intense and you feel huge density. And this is something different to get overloaded wine. So we are never looking for high alcohol. The world is full with wine with a huge alcohol level. But and we don't want to make you tired. We want to make you enjoying the wine. So that's why the wine is light-feated, and we are getting much more in the dense style and not to get overloaded.
But it lasts anyway. It doesn't need like 13% of alcohol to stay for a long time.
Exactly. If you compare for athlete, for example, this is like long distance runner. Different to a short distance runner, to a sprinter. They have like a lot of muscles and is very good built and very fast. But the silver seal is something like an Ethiopian long distance runner with small muscles who is running 5,000 kilometers. And if you got the last 100 meters before he is in his goal, he is sprinting in fast, and everybody is losing breath because looking, wow, what for energy. And this is something what we really found in wine, like this small, dense muscles, but very strong and very long living way. In the case of food matching, we will probably often to white meat. Of course, fish is always possible, but white meat like a poultry or veal could work really good.
And I tried it even in autumn last year with a venison. So probably you should not do a chocolate sauce or something like that. Then it's really not enough. But if you've got really like a typical German, I have no idea if it is already. Is it in English as well? Rehrücken Baden-Baden. So the venison style Baden-Baden. It's a really old traditional way of preparing venison, and it's served with a pear with a little bit of cranberries in it.
Exactly.
So, and that, for example, would be matching perfect with a little bit aged of silver seal.
Especially in the summertime when it's really warm, you doesn't need to get a very heavy, strong red wine. You can work with medium white wine like this, and it works
with a silver seal.
Absolutely perfect. So the next wine.
A little bit of history.
A little bit of history.
A little bit of history.
This is our Grünlack or green seal. We call them Spätlese, which means late harvest, and Sarah will tell you something about this beautiful wine.
From our point of view, is this one the most historical, important wine for Schloss Johannisberg was owned by the Abt of Fulda, and he doesn't live here. So one of the guys had to get the grapes to Fulda, by horse, of course. It was 1775. There was no car or something else. He got the grapes over there, and the Abt from Fulda tried the grapes and decided if it's now the perfect time to harvest the grapes. In 1775, the guy went on the horse in 2 days to Fulda. He got the paper signed, but on the way back he needs 2 weeks. Nobody knows why. They're talking about ladies, about drinks, about a mixture of both or whatever. It's not written. And all of the guys waiting here to harvest were really upset because they were sure it will be horrible for the vintage. They started to harvest after they received the paper and try to make the best out of it. Yeah? And it's written in the books. It's the best and aromatical wine ever made on Schloss Johannisberg, and they called it Spätlese, so late harvest, because it was too late for harvest. And that was the founding of Spätlese, of what you know as late harvest. Yeah? So for us, from the historical part of view, the important wine we have in our portfolio.
And to be honest, the sweet wines in the world of fine wines, within the whole, but the demand of these wines is huge on Schloss Johannisberg and is even growing every year, because this is something absolutely special. What makes wine like this special, maybe as a first, is the alcohol level. It's really low, 8.5% of volume alcohol. This is a little bit more like beer on the Oktoberfest in Munich during the crazy October in the normal year.
Actually, Stefan wants to tell you can drink 2 bottles without a problem.
Exactly. And there is something in the taste which makes the wine absolutely special. Beside of the aromas, we will talking about the aroma just a bit of later. But if you pour this wine in your mouth, you have absolute sweetness. And that's very interesting how fast you get the experiences of sweetness. Most of the people are surprised as a first, and then you need to be patient. You need 10 till 15 seconds more to discover the acidity.
Acidity, yes.
And the acidity is coming compromiseless and is cleaning your palate from all the sugar. In an aftertaste, you have a lot of freshness and very good balanced wine. Let's talk about the aroma, Sarah, because this is a lot of things to discover.
Yes, it's getting a little bit more exotical than in the style before. From us, it's really a nice pineapple, for example. Yeah, but I've also got a hint of herbs behind, maybe a little bit of sage. Yeah, in the back note. Yeah,
exactly. That could be something what we can use in the food if we are thinking about combination. What I feel is a lot of ripe yellow fruit, as well peach like before, some oranges and mandarins, and
you can see that it's typical for this time. Yeah, I think if you make a tasting in June, yeah, you start switching, yeah, the fruits you find in the wine, because at the moment it's time for nectarines. Everybody is waiting for this moment when you've got a juicy nectarine and you need a piece of paper. Yeah, exactly. And that's really, really perfect match for the aroma from the Spätlese, from our light harvest.
That's what the wine as well makes, a lot of juiciness in your mouth and very long tasting. And a lot of floral notes as well, some lime flowers inside, and yes,
but
long
you can see it if you,
and really, really fresh one.
Yeah, and really, it's exactly what Stefan said. In the first one, you've got really sweetness, and you need to be a little bit patient. But afterwards, the acidity, it's so clear and fresh and long-lasting. And of course, if you ask for food, most are with the sweet wines a little bit because they are only thinking about dessert, for example, for some sweet stuff. But if you have the right menu, you can drink it from the appetizer until the dessert. With a little bit of like shrimps with a little bit of chili on it, so you've got a little bit of how do you say Schärfe? Sometimes the English words are missing like this, and I'm thinking about Schärfe.
I say something like sharpness. I mean, piquant or very, very spiciness.
Yeah, the spiciness, the little spiciness, exactly. And if you do it with like a Thai curry in the middle, and it doesn't matter if you more like cheese or dessert or both. You can match different styles like a tarte tatin, like apricots with a little bit of vanilla ice cream, or it's really a full body, like a complete menu you can really perfect match with the late harvest.
For those of you who have had now this wine in front of you, you will probably feel the purity and clearness of the aromas. And I would like to describe you a little bit the difference between those wines, means Grünlack and Silberlack, because you have two different style of wines, one we get before and now, but in the origin the grapes are very similar. They are harvested both very late, but are very healthy. And this is the things what is very important. You have high physiology ripeness of the grapes, but absolutely healthy grapes. What makes the difference? The late harvest, our Spätlese, what you have now in the glass, the sweet wine, is fermented to 100% in the stainless tank. So you are keeping all the freshness, all the fruitiness and the purity. And then during the fermentation, you just chilling down the stainless tank. That's why you stop the fermentation and you keep the sweetness. That's very important. In the case of Silberlack, there is an absolutely different way of approaching of winemaking, because the grapes are harvesting on the same time, approximately on the same time, but by Silberlack, you go in for the first time in the skin contact. You means you bring the grapes, very important, they are absolutely healthy and absolutely clean. Then you put into the pressure machine, but to call it pressure is too hard,
really
because
low pressure.
It's something where you just turn twice, three times, similar like in a washing machine. You just crush the grapes and then you let the grapes with the juice to get skin contact. And during this skin contact, you are extracting a lot of very important parts of the skins, which are important for wine taste in the wine. Then the skin contact could be 12 hours, in some cases up until 36 hours. Then you just get gently pressing of the grapes, and very cloudy juice is going written in the wooden bottle, and this wine is fermented for 100% in the wooden bottle. The wooden bottles are made from our own oak. We own 300 hectares of forest directly close to Schloss Johannisberg, and these trees, these oaks, are growing under similar condition like the grapes in the vineyard. So this is closing the idea of terroir, and the fermentation run 2 months, and then we stay on the whole yeast. We're steering this yeast called bâtonnage to get a lot of contact with the yeast, and takes the taste of the Silberlack in a very different way. And if you get the possibility now to compare these absolutely two different wines, and you mean that the origin, they were very similar, is something that is really, really difficult to believe.
Yes.
Yes, we have one more wine. Very nice.
The pink seal.
The pink seal.
Thanks.
So, and pink seal, or selection of late harvest. And there is a difference between wine like before, the Grünlack, Spätlese, the late harvest, and the selection of late harvest, because here in a wine like this, we are beginning to work with something very special, which approach in our region called Botrytis cinerea. And botrytis is a noble rot. It's a kind of illness which is catching the grapes, and this rot perforate the skins of the grapes, and due this perforation, can the water content from the grapes evaporate, and you get a naturally process of concentration within the grapes, and you are concentrate aromas, sweetness, and acidity. And this is the key point in our winemaking, because when we are increasing sweetness, and wine like this is sweet, we are increasing the acidity as well, and you are always keep the wine perfect balance. This is the yin and yang.
Yeah, and I think that's really, really one of the most important things when you talk about the sweet wines from Schloss Johannisberg. They are not sticky. Yeah, you've got not like the feeling you've got one glass and then you are fed up. It's like they are always fresh and crispy because of the acidity. We try to keep as high as we can when we do sweet wines.
Exactly. And the goal is not to allow the noble road to get overhand about the winemaking, because it's changing the style of the wine. And the one way, Botrytis cinerea is changing the molecular structure of the grapes and is increasing aromas of exotic fruits, but as well. But control is giving by absolutely perfect weather condition. This is something what's happened in our region during the autumn, because we have very warm and mostly very dry very dry summer.
Not too dry, I can tell you. I have no idea where you are all at, but for us it's not really so dry.
And during the autumn happens one thing, that the huge amount of water within the Rhine River, we are very close situated to Rhine River, lying on the right bank of Rhine. The distance from our vineyards to the Rhine River is approximately 1,000 meters. So what's happened? In the night, in the end of September and beginning of October, the night temperature of the air is dropping down, and the water temperature in the air, and that's why it's beginning to dumping out and to build a fog. And this fog is the perfect amount of humidity you have in the air to catch this noble road. But the important things is the sunny weather in afternoon. So he has something like Indiana summer or golden October, a lot of sunshine, and this is dried the botrytis away and keep it under control, because the goal is to not lose the terroir of our vineyard in this wine. So you have a lot of minerality, a lot of stone, like wet stones inside the wine, and of course a lot of aromas, fruitiness, and a lot of floral notes. It's something like to entry a floral shop.
Floral shop, yeah. And if we're talking about the pinks here, you need to know also it's not a 100% of botrytis. Yeah, it's like we're talking about 30.
Exactly.
Correct, yeah?
Exactly.
30%.
I think we have some comments.
Yeah, thanks. So, hi Julia. Julia is telling us we are looking great. I'm not sure if you mean me or Stefan. Probably Stefan, yeah. And then, hello from Slovakia. Yeah.
Wow. Who is it?
So, who is it? I cannot really pronounce the name. So, please help me, Stefan. I don't want to get it wrong.
This is Susanna. Hello, Susanna. She's the daughter of our importer.
Okay, perfect.
Very
Hi there,
important
Susanna.
friends. Probably with Vlado. Hi, Vlado.
Yeah,
and that you're watching us.
Maria just pointed her, I have no idea, brother, husband, because they've got the same last name. I'm not sure if, greetings back. Gabriele, one of our, how do you say that? Relationships? No, one of our ladies here on Schloss Johannisberg. She's looking forward to try these absolute great wines.
Thank
Perfect
you very
comment, Sean Sanders is online as well. And Olaf Schmidt says, Guten Abend, bin bereit, which means good evening, he's ready. Yeah, hopefully he's got nice wines.
Absolutely ready.
Perfect. Yeah, I think I've got, hopefully I forgot nobody. Sarah C said she's looking forward, yeah? It was the first comment. I just didn't saw it because it was on the top.
Sarah.
Yeah? Hi,
Very
Sarah.
Nice. Thank you for watching us. I hope you enjoyed the tasting with us as well. So that's our tasting package, which we want to show you and introduce you. We hope you enjoy it.
And you have some blue cheese for the pinks here.
Maybe that's the important things. We forgot the food matching. That's one of the important things in wine tasting, of course. Perfect combination. Not with one like this, not only for fruity desserts and all the sweets. It works absolutely perfect with blue cheese in combination with some salty crackers, for example. And I don't know how it's work or run to you, but for me personally, when I'm sitting on the sofa and watching TV, sometimes approximately around 10 o'clock in the evening, I'm getting a little bit hungry, looking for something for eat, and that's the perfect possibility just to go in your fridge, take away a piece of blue cheese, open wine like this, enjoy it, and I promise you, the wine will end absolutely fantastic, because sometimes we need to pressure ourselves to be happy, and wine like this makes absolutely people happy.
And even it makes you happy if you don't have any blue cheese at home and you're only looking for something sweet instead of chocolate. You can have like one of the small bottles on the sofa instead of chocolate. I can tell you it works.
Absolutely perfect. So, I would say we enjoyed this tasting. We hope you enjoy it as well with us. Don't forget, you have the possibility to order this packaging any day you want, because the package is on our web shop, in our homepage on Schloss Johannisberg. We let it there, so you have the possibility to order it in any day you want and taste it together with your friends or family.
And if you want to have it live, a little bit more live, we really, really love to welcome you on Schloss Johannisberg. So if you've got the possibility to come around to visit us, let us know, make a tasting with us or a guided tour. We are here and we are happy to show you Schloss Johannisberg.
Exactly. So, thank you once again. Enjoy your evening and your wines.
And bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And don't forget to enjoy the right wine. Thank you very much.
Bye.